I was listening to Slumlord by Bomb the Music Industry earlier today, and the chorus of it goes like, "I will tell my slumlord to get out my face. I get the world, you get nothing from me." Something like that. But I've always heard it as get out of my face and get fucked. You get nothing. You'll get nothing from me. I've always heard it like that. So reading the lyrics is like, oh, well, my version's just better. It's like that type of thing. Um, but it also got me thinking, like, damn, I really do wish I could tell my landlord to fuck off. It's the desire to, like, have some kind of, like, retaliation against the people that hold you down. Your landlord, your boss, whatever. Politicians. It's, We're making tofu rice, by the way. I don't know, it's just like, when you're on the bottom of the totem pole, you really want something. You really want something to be like, you want power over the guy that fucks you over. And I think a lot of people, what they do, unfortunately, is that they go and just, like, use the little power that they have to assert dominance over, like, good people. Like, Karens, whatever a Karen is, like, okay, side tangent. Karen, as it is often used, I find it, it used to mean somebody that's mean to service workers, but now I think it's kind of also just misogynist in many ways. It's just used in a misogynistic way. Side tangent, totally separate. But I think people that, like, take advantage of service workers, or people that, like, that type of person, the type of person that gets, like, really pissed at a restaurant when the waitress comes by and doesn't have their food exactly right, that type of person. I think part of the reason why they do that is because they don't have power over their boss. They don't have power over their landlord or whoever, right? Maybe they got, like, a shitty relationship, an abusive relationship or something, and that's how they exert power. And that fucking sucks. Because it's like, you either exert that power or you have it exerted upon you. You a lot of people, like, the way that they deal with people treating them shitty is to treat other people shitty. And I just I have that, like, I got that, like, dark urge. I get that dark urge of, like, I'm frustrated. I'm fed up with the hand that society has dealt us all, and I want to say, like, fuck off to somebody. And maybe it's my landlord, maybe it's my boss, or for many people, I think it's, like, the grocery store clerk. It's anything we can do to, like, feel powerful under capitalism, and it sucks. It sucks majorly. I just, I've been feeling incredibly powerless lately in my life. To an extent, I feel like I am dictated by, like, the like, systems that hold me in place, like, or I just lack control in many ways, and I wish I didn't feel like that. I want, like, autonomy. In America, we value autonomy to such an extent that individualism is like a plague upon our culture, where everyone's got to do exactly what they want to do all the time. American way, freedom, and all that bullshit. I don't want, like, I don't want, like, total individualist, like, anarcho-capitalist, like, bullshit of, like, exchanging, like, currency and shit. What I really actually genuinely want is just like enough autonomy in my life for me to like help my community and help myself. I feel like I lack that often. I think part of that is like having a job. It's just gonna be like that forever. It's a thing that like I sometimes get disillusioned with about socialism. And I guess is reality generally. I get disillusioned with because you need to work for things to happen. And that sucks. I don't like working, obviously. And yeah, work would be better if I wasn't alienated from my labor. Of course. But like I just don't wanna, and it sucks that I have to. Under communism, I would presume. I mean, I'm not fucking. I don't know. I don't know enough theory for anything that I say to have any kind of merit. I don't know if any of this is real. I would presume that, like, to an extent, I gotta pull my weight, right? Like, if I'm on the commune, I gotta be like, I gotta have a job that's like real. And not just like making funny little tunes and videos for people on the commune to like laugh at and enjoy. Like, sure, entertainers serve a purpose, but also, you know, music doesn't fill stomachs. At least not the kind of music I'm making. I'm not exactly a pop songwriter. I'm kind of doing this for the love of the game. I don't know. I think I've felt very like I don't know, just very disillusioned. I felt very like my purpose on this planet is pointless. I felt like my existence is not really worth all that much. You know? I might not have pressed this tofu all that need to be pressed, but we're just doing this. I'm hungry, man. I don't feel like I'm worth it. I fundamentally feel like I am not worth everything that I have, and everything that I have is like I mean, I feel like I'm not worth love. I feel like I'm not worth the things that I have. I feel like I don't deserve to live, like, straight up. I have that, like, depressive feeling, and that sucks to feel, you know? And, like, it's obviously just, like, the chemicals in my brain telling me that. Like, 90% of why I feel the way that I do is because I have bipolar disorder, and I'm currently in a dip. That's 90% of the reason I feel like that. The other 10% is all the other shit I'm talking about. Of, like, I have no power under capitalism. I have no, like, autonomy in a lot of my life. I feel like I'm being, like, swung around from place to place by the winds of nature, you know? This is a much more negative video than I intended to create. But here we are. So my tofu rice recipe, I don't really know what you'd call it. Because I used to call it tofu fried rice, but I'm not frying the rice anymore. I put them in the rice cooker, I fry everything else, and I just put the rice in. So I think it's just kind of like a separate thing. But my little I just realized my my neighbors are going to make me fried rice, or they were going to, and now here I am making it. Fuck. Fuck it, we ball, right? I've already committed too far. I've started making the rice. I've started making the tofu. I'm already here. I gotta keep going. So we'll wrap this up. We'll keep going. Having the realization live on camera. Anyways, my typical recipe is like 5 or 6 green onions, like a cup of rice, a block of tofu, 4 eggs, and a few garlic cloves, however much I feel is necessary, and then I do oyster sauce and where is it? And fish sauce. Here it is, which is questionably vegan or questionably vegetarian. But I don't eat other meat, so it's fine. I think. I mean, it's probably not vegetarian in the traditional sense of the word, but I don't eat meat. That's not meat in a way, so it's fine for me actually. The main reason I do that is I just don't like soy sauce. Just not a fan of soy sauce. So I do like the fish sauce, oyster sauce type thing. I mean, not that I'm like, ew, soy sauce, but I'm like, if I'm making a thing for myself, soy sauce is usually like not one of my favorite. Whoa, not one of my favorite flavors in a thing. So I find I get everything I want out of my little rice dish by doing fish sauce and oyster sauce. To be fair, this is vegetarian oyster sauce. I don't really know what that means. I don't know what it is in that case, if not oyster. But dude, I'll take it. Fuck yeah! I mean, it tastes the same. So whatever. I did recently learn as well that I mean, I guess it's like gelatin is also like it's made from animal bones, which is like is questionably vegetarian if you wanted to count like an animal had to die for this. I guess that's kind of how it is with fish sauce. Is like an animal had to die for this, so it's kind of not vegetarian, but it's not meat either, you know? Like marshmallows are meat. That's gelatin. But after learning that, I was like, damn. Now I feel weird about eating marshmallows. But that's like entirely an ideological separation, right? It's not like an actual like material reality did not change when I learned that marshmallows come from like animal bones, right? That's it's. I have that ideological thing in my head of like, oh, how do you be a vegetarian? You don't eat meat. Okay, then the definition of meat is going to be like altered as you learn more about it. Subjective, right? It's subjective, is what I'm getting at. The definition of vegetarian. To me, this is vegetarian, but to someone else, this is no different from eating chicken or steak. I think for me, it was very easy to go vegetarian, like comparatively easy, because I just don't really, I didn't really like a lot of meat before, anyways. Like I liked chicken, fine. Turkey was fine. Um, I always had mixed opinions on beef. Um, but like I always fucking hated cooking all of it. I hated cooking meat because you have to wash your hands every time you touch it. You have to be careful, so you have to cook it above a certain temperature. And I was never good at cooking it. I tried to season, I tried to do everything. I just wasn't too good. You gotta use it right away. You put it in the fridge. It's not gonna be good forever. It's gonna be good for like 4 days. So you gotta like put that on the stove and do something with it pretty much immediately. And I don't know. It's a fucking pain in the ass to cook with meat, man. And I think that was a very easy way for me to be like, well, going vegetarian is just gonna be fucking simpler. It's going to simplify my eating habits to an extent. Cause I don't gotta like worry about all that. I just gotta get my little vegetables in, get my little dudes. It's been a very disconnected video. I don't think you're going to see this meal to the end, actually. Sometimes I don't do that in these core of the human experience videos. I just show you part of the process, and I think I'm just going to show you this part of the process and cut you off here because I probably got like 15 more minutes of this type of shit. And I don't have 15 more minutes of things to say, so I think I'm going to cap off the video here with a callback to the original. I want autonomy over my life. I want to feel like my life is worth it, and I don't like feeling helpless. Make rice about it, I guess.